Okay, we thought that other Ducati tire was bad. Now check this one. Come around this side.
Oh, swing!
So we got multiple problems with this bike. It's too soft on the spring. It's got a huge rebound problem.
Now, how do you know it's too soft on the spring?
Look at the size of the debris field here. So the bike is squatting and wallowing. And watch how much, when I pick the back of the bike up, if you focus on the pipes, if I can do it without burning my fingers off, see how much I can pick it up? Plus his weight, so we know the back of the bike's sat down.
Okay.
So let's measure that and now get a factual answer on that one. So could you do the same as I did, but please be careful of your fingers, because it's not heat, it's this. It'll trap your finger. Okay, let it go. All right, so we're at 22.5 inches. On you get. Let's see what we've got. All right, feet on the pegs, hands on the bars, normal riding position. So we're at 20.25. So it's pretty soft. And that, it may even actually be softer still because we can't fully pull it up. So the back of the chassis is sitting real soft. So stay there.
You got to increase the preload.
Substantially. Normally on a stock Ducati, you put in about 5 turns of spring if it's not been touched. And it's a problem because you've got no room to work.
So you think it was the cheeseburgers or the cheesecake?
If I'm going for weight, it's got to be the burger for density.
Or the beer? You think it was beer?
Well, it depends what kind of beer. You're talking to a European here.
Yeah,
A Coors, or was it some real microbrew ale that has some density and volume?
I was weaned next to the Coors plant, I want you to know, and all I can say about Coors is I wish they would just pour it back in the horse.
He's a beer connoisseur like you, Dave.
I guess so. Is that a bad thing on this program?
He walks up to the beer thing at the Flying J and goes, "Oh, look at this garbage. They don't have anything. It's only Budweiser." And he finally settled reluctantly for Corona.
All right, so remember we want an average of 3.5 inches in the front? He's at 4, so this thing's pretty stiff in the front, so we have a 2-for-1 problem. His geometry's screwed because the back is soft and sitting down, and the front is stiff, so it's picking the front up. So coming out of corners on this bike's probably a nightmare. So, if you jump off the bike...
Nah, you didn't jump off the bike, dude.
Hey, I told you, it's the beer and the burgers and the cheesecake.
You kind of just rolled, you kind of fell off that bike.
So we can see how slow this actually rises up. I've got to put at least 4 turns of spring in this, so I probably won't have to touch the rebounder just at all.
Ah, so when you compress that spring down, it's just going to start taking off.
So we may actually, with the amount of spring I need to put into it, end up with the shock working really well.
But when you have to put in that much preload into the spring, you're taking out the spring's ability to operate through its full length of motion.
Now in an instant like this where we're over 2 inches, and given the free sag that's in this bike, I'd say go up 2 spring rates for this rider because it's not going to support his weight. So I'm going to band-aid it by crunching the spring down for today. So at some point over the winter, the shock's got to come off. The spring has a number on it.
L473.
Right there. What is it?
Yeah, 16/64 L473.
Okay. You need to go up a lot. You would need to go up, what do you weigh, 220? 200, so 220 in gear. You probably need at least a 9.5 kilogram spring on this. So that's really easy. You just swap the spring out. And fortunately, these bikes are super easy to work on. 2 bolts, the shock's out, and you change the shock spring inside of 2 minutes, no problem. So we'll go ahead and free the upper lock ring and then start cranking on it. The problem with these is you have no room, so it takes forever. So at this point, I'd save the camera batteries because it's going to take about 5 minutes.